Hi everyone, welcome to today's research-informed defensive lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I am your host, as always, John Correa.
And I'm your co-host, Neil Widener.
To win the fight after the fight, you need help. After a use of force, I trust Firearms Legal Protection to help me win the fight for the rest of my life. From their 24/7 attorney-answered hotline to coverage for the use of all legal tools, Firearms Legal Protection has you covered. Get a discount by signing up at the link below.
This video is out of Tarpon, Florida. Yes, we're back to Florida man, friends. I know that's gonna make people mad in the comments. I love you Floridians. I was just in Florida, in Tampa, in fact, and had a wonderful time. Anyways, this particular video, this fishing boat captain has come through this little channel about 5 o'clock in the morning with a couple of guys that were fishing, one of whom at least apparently didn't have his lights on. Came back a little later, accosted this guy who was one of the fishing boats in there. They're gonna have a Donnybrook. There is foul language galore in here, but I'm gonna let it play because I want you to hear it. So if foul language offends you, I'd pass this one by. Otherwise, let's watch the stupidity.
The other morning?
What, like 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cussing me out?
Nah, that was the dude in that boat. Were you the one that came through the middle of the bridge? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I was here, but you ran in front of the other dude over there.
You were cussing me out, dude.
Bro, you ran right through the middle of the bridge while we were all fishing.
In the middle of the fucking night, the guy didn't have any lights on.
Bro, we were all fishing here. The
He
fucking...
didn't have any lights on.
All right, bro, I'm not gonna do this with you, bro. I'm not gonna fucking do this with you, bro. Like, it's not the right time, bro.
You know the laws?
Bro,
Regulations?
bro, you can't come flying through the middle of the fucking bridge, bro.
Bullshit. Yes, I can.
All right, bro. All right, bro. What are you trying to do, bro?
What am I trying to
What are you trying to do, bro?
You want to fucking go?
I don't want to fucking go. I want you to get the fuck out of here.
Big tough guy?
Tough guy? You pulled up on me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Nah, shit. I'm fishing, you fucking... Like, bro, get out of here. Like, what? What are you trying to do? Act like a tough guy in front of your buddies?
No, I'm not. Dude, all these motherfuckers know I'm tough, motherfucker.
Bro, all right, bro.
You know what?
Get going, bro.
Because we're all fucking war veterans. We're all raised.
Well, thank you for your service, bro.
And you're gonna talk shit.
Thank you for your service, bro. But that doesn't give you the right.
Million pussy ass fuck.
All right, bro. All right, whatever. I appreciate you for your service, bro. But you don't gotta run through the middle of the bridge, bro.
Dude, if your guy doesn't have his fucking lights
That's
on,
not my guy, bro. That's just another fucking dude, bro.
you have to have lights on.
My lights were on, bro.
Motherfucking lights.
My lights were on.
Somebody hits you, guess what the fuck happens? You die, nothing happens to me.
Right, okay, bro. Keep thinking that.
No, that's the fucking truth, dude.
All right, bro. Keep thinking that.
Put your fucking lights on.
Bro, my lights were on. I wasn't sitting there. Okay, that's not my dude, bro.
Cuss me the fuck out for it.
Bro, I said, bro, you almost fucking hit him. The other dude was fucking cussing you out.
I almost hit him because he didn't have his motherfucking lights on.
Bro, you shouldn't come flying through the middle of the bridge. You know people fish here, bro.
Dude,
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if that's what you want to hear, bro.
yeah, you should apologize, motherfucker.
But, bro.
You're on the water more than you can possibly fathom in your wild
Me.
motherfucking dream.
Me too, bro. I'm out here all the time, bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right,
Every
bro.
day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right,
And
bro.
you cuss me out.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Please, bro.
Don't hit the fucking fire.
Please, okay, please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please.
Apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You're gonna cuss me the fuck out.
All right, bro.
In the middle of the
No, bro. Please, bro. Please,
Get me back to my
bro.
boat.
Okay. Please.
Fucking apologize.
I'm sorry, bro. That was not me, bro.
Yes, it was,
I know I
motherfucker.
was here, but my buddy was
Take
on the
me
boat.
back to my
Yes,
fucking
sir.
boat.
I'm a kid, bro. Please,
I
bro.
don't care. You don't cuss me
Yes,
the fuck
sir.
out
All
and
right.
talk shit to me, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
You don't do it.
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't like cussing you out
Yes,
though, bro.
you were, dude.
I was driving the boat.
Did
Okay.
you not call me a fucking faggot?
No, bro.
Yes,
that was
you did,
my
motherfucker.
friend on the. Okay, I'm
Okay,
sorry, bro.
That was your friend on the boat.
I'm sorry, bro.
You and your motherfucking friend are look at it and come
Yes,
on
sir.
your phone and fuck you both up.
Yes, sir.
Do it again and watch what fucking happens.
Get back on this boat.
Don't fucking do it again.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I appreciate y'all, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Fuck with the wrong motherfucker, dude.
Bro, yes, sir.
I don't know if you heard it in his voice, but the young man here in this boat, Gage is his name, 22 years old, is sorry, bro. He's really sorry, bro. Eventually, as this video went mega crazy viral, police showed up and arrested this guy. His name's Brock, who is apparently Ranger qualified and got a TBI in combat in Afghanistan. According to his attorney, links are in the description with all of that his attorney says that, he is really sorry. And he was really grateful that the young man, Gage, de-escalated the conflict. He has been charged with a felony here, with burglary incident to battery. So, in other words, he stole something off the kid's boat and battered him while doing so. So that's a felony offense. Also, the Coast Guard and the Maritime Authority are considering more charges against him. Fun times. Hey, we love that you are watching the daily lessons here at Active Self-Protection, but you know what bothers me, Neil, is that our second channel that teaches handgun skills is so criminally underwatched.
It really is. There is so much stuff. There's 7 videos a week there by some pretty good folks. Of course, there's you and I. Steph is over there. Chris Bean is over there. Carrie Dudenhofer is over there. We get to talk with Tim Forshee every now and again. Man, there is great content there, and we just don't get the views that we need over there. You guys should check that out.
Yeah, this is our mindset channel. That is our skill set channel, Active Self-Protection Extra. Hit the link in the description. Check it out. Hey, Neil, okay, so there was an awful lot of foul language on this one already to begin with, so I feel like we've already crossed that boundary. And I feel like the big lesson on this video is just don't be an asshole. Like, that's just the big lesson here from start to finish.
Hearing all of the litany of charges that our adult in the room, the guy, our aggressor on the boat has dealt with in the past, at some point he's going to have to learn that lesson, and I hope that maybe this is the one that gets him over it. And like the kid said, I appreciate his service, but at some point you have to take responsibility to get yourself the help that you need so that you don't act like an asshole like this. This is just ridiculous, and I can't believe that his buddies let this go. I mean, they were all just sitting there like, this is just another day, and at some point you got to control your boys, and if you're part of the crew over there, somebody stand up and say something. The reality is they probably knew he was like that and it wasn't going to do him any good anyway, so they were just going to let him scream at this kid. But my goodness, what a jerk.
Yeah, or they might have been customers who were, part of his operation. You know what I mean? They chartered the boat and they're like, gosh, this guy's insane, whatever. And okay, guy's a combat veteran. It was apparently Ranger qualified. I don't know if he was in the regiment or not, but again, thank you for your service. Guess what, friends? I'm a disabled vet as well, not combat, but a disabled veteran as well. So, okay, that's great. But at some point, you got to get over it, friend. You got to move on with your life and be a good, sane, sober, moral, prudent person. Now, I will say the young man, Gage, I'm not blaming him for this, but Neil, he got a little bit out of line too with dropping some F-bombs and telling him, okay, bro, get out of here. I think the right answer here is living a lifestyle of de-escalation, escape, and evasion, especially when that guy is escalating. You want to de-escalate. He gets loud, you get quiet. You're right, man. I'm a jerk. My wife is ugly, I'm a dick, and I'm so sorry, man. You have a nice day. I'm gonna get out of this area. You have a fine day. And I think that would have just ended the whole thing without a problem.
I think reeling in his bait and putting his boat in gear and leaving would have been the right answer. And I get why he did what he did, because, if his story, what he said is true, it wasn't him that was there with his lights off. It wasn't him that said anything. So this guy, clearly came back because he wanted to fight. So again, I don't blame the kid for anything. I think he wanted to say his piece. But dude, you've got a way to get out of there. put your boat in gear, especially as they're drifting closer to you, and leave. There's no harm in it. You don't have anything to prove here. This guy's already proven who he is to either his friends or his customers. Let him be him. His business is going to suffer, at least if these are customers. He's not getting a 5-star rating on Yelp for this before he steps onto the boat. So if you'd have been out of there to where he couldn't have got onto your boat, I think you'd have been way better off.
I totally agree with that. Also, I will say this. Of course, I always carry a firearm, but I don't see here a threat of death or great bodily injury. Now, this young man learned his lesson pretty quick. I'm sorry. You're right. Whatever you want, man. He got that de-escalation piece, and you want an apology? You get it. You're right, 100%. I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry, and did a good job there. I do think here, was he stepped on the boat, Neil, that an OC spray would have been very appropriate at this point, because I think I would have been afraid that he was going to attack me for sure by stepping on my boat, and that would have been an ordinary threat of force. So I think OC spraying this guy would have been 100% justified, and it's a great reason to have a less lethal tool on you.
It really is, and that was the thing that I was like, man, I hope this guy has an OC. The kid did. Unfortunately, he didn't, or if he did, he didn't use it. But that would have been the perfect time when you saw him stepping onto your boat to get your OC out and just go, hey, we're not doing this, and douse him pretty good. Now, the challenge with OC is it takes a few seconds to kick in, and so now it's going to be hard for you to get away. You're going to have to maybe run around the merry-go-round a few times there to keep him away from you till that does kick in and takes the starch out of his jammies. But the other thing that I want to talk about, John, is that people always talk about how especially in badge cams, how the cop didn't do a good job of de-escalating these guys. And this kid, I think, made a very great attempt at de-escalation. But the reality is not everybody can be de-escalated. And in this case, we see Brock was not de-escalated in this. Even when he got off the boat, he still wasn't de-escalated. They have a vote in this too. You can do everything right. And I think there's a couple of tweaks that I would make to what the kid did, but he did a pretty darn good job. And this guy still chose to be escalated and to still be an asshole. And it's just completely outrageous the way that this guy acted. But the lesson that some of us can take from this is it doesn't matter how hard you try. Some folks are not going to be de-escalated because they have a vote in it too.
They absolutely have a vote in it too. And I'm going to say this, okay, the guy here has paid with more than the felony charge, because I'm going to guess if the prosecutor is probably a rational human, he's going to let him sweat that for a while and then offer him like a misdemeanor diversion with a bunch of anger management classes and a whole bunch of that stuff. Probably not going to take him all the way to court on a felony here because it wasn't that egregious what actually happened. But listen, man, okay, you're a war hero. You got a TBI in the war. I honor the service, man. I carried the torch too, but at some point you got to deal with your stuff. More than the felony charge, his business is ruined. This guy has been dragged on the internet. He's closed his business down. He's gotten death threats over it. His wife has gotten death threats over it. And so you can say, well, he was in the right, or wrong or whatever. This kid should have apologized. But being a jerk like this, you live in a world and in a time that you should expect that you are being recorded. And at your worst moments, people are going to talk about it. And so therefore, be a good, sane, sober, moral, prudent person. Don't fly off the handle like this. Guys especially, hear me. If you need anger management, if anger runs your life, go to therapy. Go to therapy. Read some books. Deal with the problem. So then that way, you don't get famous on the ASP channel and on the news. Instead, you just go about your life like a normal human.